All right, we're recording now. Okay. Awesome. All right, I think everything's a go. Everything go? Or you guys got anything so you can see any of the other any text or anything that comes through? Or
yeah, I can access it via my phone.
Okay. All right. We're gonna set it up. So I got a couple of team leaders here that are gonna watch the chat box. So if you have any specific things you need to communicate through, they'll be able to see that. You have it up. And while they're doing that, we'll just get started.
Hold on.
Did that mute it? Okay, awesome. All right. Well, welcome out. I'm grateful for all those that decided to step in with us on a last-minute notice. We'll give this a try, and we're recording this tonight as well, so that we can probably post it up and share it as well. So just a little background here. I'm Rod Richardson, and I'm a Blue Diamond in doTERRA. Our team is awesome. We have over 80,000 team members in countries all over the world. We're in every U.S. state, in several international markets, and our team is all about lifting and liberating people, and that's become the mantra and tagline that we're about as a team. If you have a desire to connect with me, you can do so through Facebook at www.connectwithrod.com, and that's a place where you can follow along or communicate with me at any time in the future. And every once in a while, I even post there. Come on, guys, that was funny. That was funny. All right. All right. So the basis of this presentation, and any good presentation, of course, or opportunity, starts with identifying what the problem is. So what is the big problem in the world? The big problem in the world is this. It's our lifestyles. And so how is it the lifestyles impact us? Well, this particular report here, there's a URL for it on the screen there, describes that unhealthy lifestyles have actually become the leading cause of death. And so in the other part of this that I find is also equally concerning is that 100,000 Americans, according to this report, are dying every year from prescription drugs. Now, it's interesting because some of our team and I attended a meeting here in Colorado, and we had Dr. Winterton from the Medical Advisory Board speaking to us today, and he was talking a lot about this, how prescription drugs are. How did he describe that? You remember how he described that? I wrote it in my notes because he said it in such a cool doctorish way. But he basically said that the FDA does in other words, you got to see, or you got to test and do all these studies, and then you have the evidence-based results. And he talked about how in this world, the revolution that we're doing is actually approaching it the other way. They're doing evidence-based practice, evidence-based practice, and we're doing practice-based evidence. And so he was talking about how they use essential oils in their clinics to reduce the needs to do basically chemical-based pharmaceuticals and things like that, and get more control or more responsibility around that area instead of just making it status quo. And so it's actually a really exciting presentation. But nevertheless, the overprescriptions of medications is becoming a significant issue, and a lot of that prescription is put out there. People are unhealthy because of their lifestyles. And so in another realm is how much money is actually being spent in this area. So in 2014, they had posted that 17.5% of our economy is spent on healthcare. And if you just put that in perspective, that's 1 in every $6 in the United States is going towards healthcare. That's a dramatic amount of money. And it also indicates how much money is being spent in this sector in terms of an opportunity as well. So with all of these factors, you have overprescription of medication, you have unhealthy lifestyles, and you have an absurd amount of money being spent in a specific category. There's never been a greater time to lead people to a healthy lifestyle and a sense of purpose. And so this brings us to a great question, and that question is, what is your purpose? Now, I think of myself, and I know that a lot of my happiness is derived from my sense of purpose. I watched one of the presentations today, and the presenter was talking about how she had lost her job, and that she had tied a lot of her identity to her work, to her career, and so if you think about it, a lot of our purpose that we define as purpose nowadays is tied to our identities, which we're tying directly into our work, and which we're creating our sense of worth out of. And so purpose is an interesting and powerful word. And if a person arrives at a sense of purpose, or believes that your energies and work that you're doing that you're engaging your energies in something that's meaningful. And for me, I know that when I am engaged in something that I feel is meaningful, and that my energies and efforts are going to really help other people and do things, then I have a great sense of purpose, and that spawns or sets the stage for a great deal of happiness. Now, in terms of purpose, what if you could be the solution to one of the greatest problems that exists? The need for training people in healthier lifestyles, the need for giving people alternatives to just status quo medical care, and helping to reduce costs in an area where there's an excessive amount of money being spent. This brings up the rise of doTERRA. So doTERRA is a company. This is their campus that was built just here recently, and they announced today that there's a $100 million expansion going on. And I know that there's 3 new buildings in construction right now on this campus, and they have 100 acres for this campus with a lot of plans and ability to handle the expansion of the company. doTERRA was founded by 7 individuals, and I do realize that there are only 6 pictured here. But there's one of the gentlemen that is missing was actually on a service assignment when this photo was taken, and his name is Mark Wolford. But each one of these individuals, 3 of them are the core founders, and they're the people in the middle. So there's the lady in the center there is Emily Wright. She's the founder, and she brought on as part of her founding team David Sterling, who's in the very middle, the tall gentleman, and Dr. David Hill, who's to her other side. So those 3 are the core founders, and then they brought on 4 additional individuals. All of them are owners. There's no other owners. There's 7 owners, and they form the executive team of doTERRA. So they are owners, managers, executives, and part of that is so that they have a deep and abiding passion to maintain the culture and mission of doTERRA. So these are a company, this is a company, and these are individuals that asked a specific question. What if we could provide people with the very best essential oils in the world and bridge the gap between Eastern and Western wellness? And man, has this company done a lot to fulfill that mission. And they've been true to that purpose. I've been with doTERRA now for 8 years, and they've been unabidingly committed to that specific mission and purpose. So if you're not familiar with essential oils, they are extracts from plants, and those plant qualities can assist with supporting the good health of your body. And so there's 3 basic ways that you can use them. You can use them aromatically, which is to put them into the air and breathe them. And this is partly why they call them aromatic compounds. Aromatic compounds basically means that the full term is volatile aromatic compounds. And basically what that means is that they change to a gaseous state very quickly. And oh yeah. And so that means that they're very effectively distributed through the air. And we learned today from our medical advisory board that that the entrance through the nasal cavity has so many entry points for the aromatic compounds that enter the body that it's actually one of the most beneficial applications of essential oils. And so it's very, very exciting stuff that we're doing. You can also apply them topically, which is to put them directly on the body, and they enter the body through the skin. And many of the oils you can use internally, which is to take them in through the mouth by drinking or dropping them under the tongue, putting them in a capsule, swallowing them. And the medical advisory board member today discussed internal use today, which was really awesome, because on the online world where they have considerably less knowledge on the topic, sometimes there's some debate about the health of that. And he assured us that that they use the oils in their surgical procedures and other things like that with full confidence. And he also talked a little bit about the science of the gut and how the oils work inside the gut. And it's actually really, really fascinating. And because of what we're doing and the quality of the oils that we produce, many of our oils can be safely ingested and used that way. And so this is three specific ways that you can use your oils. The oil market kind of looks like this. The majority of it is synthetic. There's a small portion of it. The next largest section of it would be used for food. And then there's a small sector that's actually distilled down, managed properly to create a therapeutic benefit. And that's a very small part of the actual plant production or essential oil use that goes into the world. And so this created a need for doTERRA to create quality standards, because there's not a universal quality standard for essential oil. In fact, most essential oils that are put on the shelf as therapeutic oils are actually synthetic or adulterated, or have synthetic additives or adulteration to them, which can create problems in the body. And so in doTERRA's commitment to move the oils into their natural state and provide a product that's very consistent, very high quality, and safe to use in the body, they developed the standard of CPTG, which is Certified Pure Therapeutic Grade. Now, with Certified Pure Therapeutic Grade oils, this involves some extensive testing standards that follow the oil all the way to the bottle, so that when you're receiving a bottle of doTERRA oil from doTERRA, remember that oils from a doTERRA account are the ones that are guaranteed and have the backing and support of the company. If you find them in any other source, like randomly online or wherever, it's not the best way to buy your oils. Let's just say that. Now, this is a sheet that demonstrates how the CPTG process, or the different various testing that occur throughout the process. It occurs on the site where it's distilled. It's shipped to a third-party testing facility inside the United States, and then it receives another testing when it comes into doTERRA's bottling facility, and it's tested again at the labeling process so that they can do the final validation to make sure that your oil hasn't picked up anything throughout the process, nor could it be intercepted in any part without being tested for its quality and purity. So this is an amazing process. It's also very costly, and it's very unlikely that a competitor would go through this level of testing just from sheer cost perspective. But doTERRA, it is doTERRA's value proposition, and so they're intensely committed to it. This is a company that spends millions of dollars a year on research. In fact, I'm going to post some things on our online, on our Facebook group today because of some of the information that they posted about the amount of research that doTERRA does. In other words, it's extraordinarily extensive. There are several doctors and doctorate level people that are involved in that process, and it is their work to study the effects of doTERRA essential oils on people and in life and in various settings and things like that. And there's some incredible stuff. Some of it's not even legal for them to tell you what they're doing because it's so amazing. And also because the Food and Drug Administration rules and things like that govern kind of the way that we're able to talk about it. But just understand that there are some incredible things, and the company puts lots and lots of resource and energy behind understanding exactly how the oils interact in the body and what they're capable of doing. So much so that they're investing in medical clinics now. And I'll just throw this in. This wasn't part of my presentation, but doTERRA has relationships with 144 hospitals. And so there are multiple experiments. I don't even say experiments really, but the oils are very well monitored, studied, and doTERRA is really forwarding the way on what essential oils are capable of. And this is a really exciting realm, and they're so confident in some of those discoveries that doTERRA is actually now building doTERRA medical clinics. The first one's being constructed right now as we speak. Ground's broken, buildings going up right in Pleasant Grove, Utah. And by the end of year, there's supposed to be public clinics that are being constructed north and south of those buildings.
Sounds like clinical trials.
Yeah, unofficially clinical trials.
Yeah.
So that's just in line with that too, in case you ever just this great tidbits of information to share with you. But I just want you to understand, doTERRA has been around serving millions of people all over the world, and they actually have a database that reports on any incident with essential oils, no matter how minor, and that comes into the company whether through email, through customer support, or comment, or shared anyway, and every single incident is documented. And so doTERRA's understanding of what their oils do and what they're capable of and how they're safely applied and used is they're not messing around when it comes to validating that. And what they share with us, what they can do. It's great stuff. Now this is the other part. The other thing that people worry about is, will we run out of oils? Because demand, obviously, the company is growing at tremendous rates. We just saw the figure today. To date, growth rate is 34%, which is pretty astronomical growth, and that's worldwide, every single market combined. Some markets are doing upwards of 100% increases. There's Europe, I think, was over 100%. Some markets were 60, 80% growth rates currently, but the overall average growth rate company-wide, the company's growing at a rate of 34% right now. And so the concern is, will we run out of oils? What is the sourcing? And so doTERRA has developed the co-impact sourcing model, which allows for the cooperation of farmers and also for the expansion of their farms under fair market values for their products. And what this is doing is this is actually directly attacking poverty because about 40% of our oils come from impoverished markets. In fact, I probably said, well, this slide says 30%. Now it's 40%. I need to update the slides. So this is a little sample of where our oils come from around the world. And co-impact sourcing is serving these communities and eradicating poverty everywhere that it touches. They just showed us a slide today of Kenya, what's taking place there, and how they actually used satellite and visual surveys of where the poorest communities are, and they target co-impact sourcing on those areas so they can rebuild the communities. Isn't that amazing? I didn't realize that we do this. I just learned this today, folks. But they actually, in combination with a research firm that actually does economic studies of every part of the world, they did an aerial graphic, and it took it from shades of blue all the way to hot red. And the blue areas where the communities are doing well, meaning they're probably achieving middle class status and things like that. And the red areas show where the markets are extremely strained with their economies. And so doTERRA went into Kenya, took these aerial shots, and then they based co-impact sourcing right in the heart of the toughest economic area. And now this is rebuilding farm economy in those areas. It's unbelievable what's taking place there. So doTERRA had reported one time that they were paying 4 times what the average wholesale market. We learned today also that in Bulgaria, for example, doTERRA actually had to compete with mafia-type organizations to actually gain control of the lavender. And so this is other cool stuff. And now how does that happen? Well, we come in with so much horsepower and market that we're able to offer farms tremendous value for their product if they can grow to the standards. And so this is a great service that's taking place all over the world in the sourcing of essential oils. And also we learned today that doTERRA has enough frankincense resin on hand to supply the frankincense demand far into the future. It also allows them to ethically manage the crop sourcing. And so they had talked about how they're going to allow the forest to rest for the next little while because there's plenty of supply. So this just shows you how doTERRA is responsibly managing their sourcing and also looking far ahead into the future so that you can be assured that we can provide the very purest, very best essential oils for years and years and years to come. So this is really exciting stuff. Also combined with co-impact sourcing is the Healing Hands Foundation. We learned today that there's been 84,000. Did I get that right? 84,000 accounts that have the $1 contribution added to their loyalty rewards program. So that means that Healing Hands is receiving $84,000 a month that's being directly infused back into these communities in the form of schools, hospitals, waterways, bridges, colleges. They're essentially building all critical infrastructure for these impoverished areas. Per year, over $1 million just from that. Now there's several other sources, and Healing Hands is contributing millions and millions of dollars into these projects. But it's just one simple thing that you can do as a doTERRA member to contribute to that. There's 5 million doTERRA members. If half of them were ordering every month through loyalty rewards, that would be $2.5 million if everyone just clicked the $1 on their thing. And that would up the capacity to be able to really develop these areas dramatically. And now doTERRA does a number of other things as well. For example, Healing Hands is headed to Hawaii right now to assist with Breathe Oil to get out to those communities that are experiencing the VOG, which is the volcanic crud that's in the air that's creating respiratory issues. And also 1,700 people that are displaced from their homes. And so Healing Hands is on the ground there now. And so there's never been a better time to add $1 to your order if you haven't already. This is just some of the things that have been done in some of the co-impact areas that are having some really dramatic results. This is some of the stats from Nepal, different schools and things that have been funded there to help build self-reliance into those areas. This is Somalia. This is where they have done some of those aerial economic projections as well. And this is also where our frankincense is coming from. Drought relief, sourcing, warehousing, schools. There's a lot of things that are going on there as well. Haiti is another area. You might remember this big devastating hurricane that came through that area. Healing Hands stepped in and replaced 588 roofs of homes of farmers in those areas. So tremendous support that doTERRA Healing Hands provides. So the question comes now, of all the great things that we're doing throughout the world, can you see yourself promoting natural wellness? Can you see yourself being a part of this cause? Basically, our products are designed to teach this lifestyle. So this is a pyramid that doTERRA set up here, and it starts with how you manage your health. There's things that you can do. That's the base of the pyramid. And then there's things that you can do from informed self-care to using your doctors, which is on the upper end. And so doTERRA has products that support every area of this product. So like lifelong vitality and supporting eating right, TerraZyme, which we learned you should take with every meal. We talked about that today and how important digestive enzymes are with every time you eat. And people that take TerraZyme or enzymes, for example, are experiencing a lot greater health benefits, because if you don't do that, then your body actually borrows from its own reserves, and that just works on depleting you over time. And then we talked a lot today about probiotics and how that supports your body's ability to maintain a good gut health as well. DDR is another oil that is encapsulated that helps support the life cycle of your cells. So it's a healthy apoptosis, which is the full and complete life cycle of your cellular health. And so with each of these categories, there's a product line that supports it. So what is our mission as a team? So we're this part of Edge Team International, and we do have a stated mission. We want to empower 3 million homes with these therapeutic essential oils by 2025. Now that's a big goal, and we need to go a lot faster than we are currently, although we're already over 80,000 homes. So woohoo, whoop whoop. Okay. So we're getting headway. I did a count here a little bit. We have nearly 800 leaders that we've developed. So one of our goals is to get 1,000 independently great and powerful leaders developed. We have people in leadership positions on our team now at the rate of about 800. Now about 20 almost 30 of them are in the category that we want to get this 1,000 to, which is with significant financial resources and empowered to lead thousands of people. And so we're talking about diamonds and above here. We want to ultimately use this great capacity to lift and liberate the world with the power of our network, leadership, and capital. We have big plans for what we want to do with that when we have a very large and international thriving team, which in fact we already do. But we need it to be a lot bigger to have the impact that we're looking to create. You can join our mission and you can earn. So if you're part of doTERRA, part of our team, you can earn free products. You have the ability to earn extra income. You have the option to live with purpose and improve your health and change the world. You can join us as a customer only, or you can earn an income as what we call a wellness advocate. Either way, you can enjoy the wholesale pricing, and that wholesale pricing, it comes to you at the price of only $35. But wait, there's more! I just had to do that. Sorry. So the wholesale count is $35. So you can join the company. You can have a wholesale membership for $35. You can either be a customer or a wellness advocate. Both of them is the same, $35. Or it's free with a kit. So you can select one of doTERRA's kit options. They have several. This is just kind of a cross sampling from the top to as low as I would go. And these are these are some cross-section kits that provide some great value. If you select any of the kits that doTERRA offers, your membership is included with the kit. And so you basically have a membership for a year and you have wholesale pricing. Okay, so here's the benefits of being a member. You have wholesale pricing, which is 25% off the retail. You have your own personal website, so you can control all and manage all of your orders, track all of your things that you've done. You have that on a website. It's all part of the membership. You have the option of participating in loyalty rewards, which is a free product credits. So when you order through the loyalty rewards program, you have the ability to get credits back that you can cash in for free product. Huge part of membership. In fact, the loyalty reward program will extend your savings up to 55%. So it's a fantastic thing to do. Definitely the best way to get the most value for your dollars by participating with a wholesale account and participating in the loyalty rewards program. Now, the other part of the major benefit is being a part of our community, which has continuing education and support to help you grow. Okay. You have the option to earn income from referrals. So if you're a wellness advocate, you opt for that option. Then if you refer people, you can earn an income from that. So there's 5 basic ways that you earn as a wellness advocate. The first one is retail sales. It's very simple. If you sell a product at retail, there's a 25% margin between the wholesale cost and the retail cost. So if somebody goes to your retail website and they buy an oil from doTERRA through you, you'll receive 25% of that volume. And the next way that you get paid is fast start bonuses. It's paid weekly. You earn it through the first 60 days of each new enrollment. So if I enroll somebody today, then for 60 days I would earn this bonus. And if I enrolled somebody 3 months from now, for the next 60 days, I would earn that bonus. Okay, so it's first 60 days of each new enrollment. You must maintain 100 points per month on your loyalty rewards order to qualify to receive this commission. This is the way that it works. So if this is you, now I'm a guy, of course. I could only wish that I looked that good. But needless to say, I have a permanent problem of ever looking that well. So I apologize in advance. So this is you. And you enroll your friend Kim. You would earn 20% of that order. Okay. If Kim enrolls her friend, the Smiths, you would earn 10% of the Smiths order. And if the Smiths enrolled their friend Tom, you would earn 5% of Tom's orders. So that's the fast start. Now this would be for the first 60 days that Kim is a member, and it would be the first 60 days that the Smiths are a member, and the first 60 days that Tom is a member, that you would earn that bonus. All right, here's how the power of 3. Now each one of these is a separate income stream. So if you're looking at it, if you're thinking, okay, so there's 5 different income streams. Each one of these are separate. This is called the power of 3 bonus. The way that it works is you run 100 points on your loyalty reward, and if you have 3 account holders on your front line that also run 100 points each, and you and the combined total of volume between you and your front line equals 600 points, then the company will send you $50 every month that occurs. Okay, so that's a residual thing. So if I have 3 permanent qualified account holders on my front line, and me and them and all the customers that we have included on the front line are producing at least 600 points, we would get a $50 check every month from the company. Now, if we do that a second generation, each one of our 3 leaders does exactly the same thing, and they each earn their $50, then the company will send us, you and I, $250, or you in this scenario, not me, you. And if you do that a third generation, then all of the purple people there will earn their $50, and all the blue people will earn their $250, and you will earn $1,500 every month that occurs. Those 3 generations produce the power of 3. All right, now here's the big part. This is the Unilevel, and it pays a percentage on each line of depth inside your organization. You'll notice that the percentage rates of earning increase the deeper the organization gets. There's also dynamic compression, which means that you can be paid on multiple levels below the 7th level, as people do not qualify to receive their part of that. And now this shows you that if you had a structure of 3x3, 7 levels deep, and everyone was ordering 150 points a month, the income from that would equate to $32,000 a month. Now, if you took the same volume and you reverse the order and put the highest percentage payout on the top and the lowest on the bottom, which some companies do, then that can create about a $20,000 earning discrepancy. That's why the way that this is set up is beautiful. And the reason we're able to do that in doTERRA is because our running rate of retention is 64%. And so because of that, people tend to stay with doTERRA long term. Now, if you had a very short or a low retention rate, then companies put the highest percentages on top to try to keep you interested. But in this world, in doTERRA, we're highly focused on the product and the health and well-being of individuals. And so because of that, people tend to stay. All right, so now the 5th earning potential is from the leadership bonus pools. And the first one there is called the empowerment pool. And once you hit the rank of premier, you enter the empowerment pool. You remain there as silver, and then the next ranks is called the leadership performance pool. So once you hit silver, then you get a share in the leadership performance pool. Golds get 5 and platinums get 10, and that shows you the relative income that relates to those shares. This is like having an ownership in the company. These shares are not equity, but they are cash flow. So every month, doTERRA takes about 7% of gross cash flow and divides it between these individual pools. And then as a leader, you have the ability to earn the dividend from that share. And so this adds up. You can see platinums have 10 shares and they're getting around $1,500 a month. And then once you go diamond, you move out of those two pools and you participate in pools that are exclusive to diamonds. Diamond performance pool. This just shows you an example of how, when you hit the rank of silver, how those pools would impact your income. So when you hit premier, you get an extra $190. When you hit silver, this pool would pay out the $190 plus $150 for a total of about $350. Now, again, these are consistent averages, and it remains pretty solid, but it does vary a little bit up and down. Now, in the diamond performance pools, each individual rank also has 1% of the company that's dedicated to the rank. So for diamonds, that bonus equates to about $4,000 a month. For blue diamonds, that's been running around 12, and presidential diamonds has been in the 20s and up to 35,000 a month. And so these are very powerful things. I'm currently a blue diamond, and I'm almost presidential diamond, and I do earn all these income streams that we've shown tonight. And the numbers are real. That's all I got to say about that. Okay. All right. Here's what the ranks look like. These three are the foundational ranks: executive, elite, premier. So when you've learned how to sell $2,000 worth of product, you become executive in a single month. When you have a team that can produce $3,000 a month in sales, 3,000 OV, it's basically $1 a point. Then you become elite. When you get to 5,000 and you have 2 teams that are executive, qualifying executive, then you hit premier. Those are foundational. Now, these 3 ranks build every other rank. So when you can learn how to do this, then you can build all the other ranks. So here's what they look like. Silvers, when you've created 3 elites. The average income reported currently at silver is $2,200 a month. That varies up and down because that is an average. Golds, I call that the freedom rank. It's around 4,700 or so. You get into the 6-figure type of incomes when you get to platinum, when you've helped 3 people go silver. When you help 4 people go silver, you get into diamond. I believe that's being reported at 17,000 currently. Blue diamonds earning average of 37,000, and presidential diamonds are reporting around 110,000 per month now on average. And I know people that make upwards, below that, and above that. And so it's a really powerful thing. All right, so that gives you an idea of how you can earn money as a wellness advocate. So let's get started. First thing you do, you choose to join our mission either as a customer or a wellness advocate. And you can do that easily by filling out an enrollment form with the person who contacted you. And don't just randomly go out on the internet or anything like that. Talk to the person that's referred you so that you have support. That's the important thing there. Once you're part of the team, of course, we have lots of team resources to assist you as well. So it's $35 or select a kit and join for free with your kit. If you have questions, you can message me at rod.edgeteam. This is my email address, rod.edgeteam@gmail.com, or through my Facebook page at connectwithrod.com. All right. Sheila, do we have any questions that have come up through the chat?
No.
All right. Does anybody have any specific questions? If you do, now is time. In fact, I can turn off the share and I can reappear as a person. There I am. Awesome. Let's check the chat window. Do we have any final thing? Can you put their questions here?
Yeah.
Oh, Sheila posted that. Awesome. All right. Anybody have any specific questions for me before we call it a close? In fact, what I'm going to do is stop the recording. All right. Thanks, everybody. I hope you join soon. Okay, that was the end for the recording.